If you're interested to know what the top 10 included amenities at a Sandals resort is, well, you are exactly in the right video. Hey there, I'm Madison, founder and CEO of Reliant Destinations and MyCaribbeanLuxury.com. Thanks for taking a moment to stop by this channel today as we explore this very interesting topic. As we get ready to dive in, do make sure to have a look in that description below where there's so much information you definitely don't want to miss. Also, of course, contact details, how you can get in touch with the team and I. That's hello@ReliantDestinations.com. Again, hello@ReliantDestinations.com. If you are watching on a smart TV, for example, you can also use this QR code here, which you can look at lots of more information easily accessible at your own convenience. But I know you're here for the good stuff, so let's jump right in. The first one is one of my personal favorites, I must admit, and this is the Red Lane Spa. Now, let me clarify a few things about this for you really quick. First, it is important to know that treatments, things like massages, pedicures, things like that, those of course do come at a supplement charge. However, the actual facilities of the spa itself are included, and most people don't know that, and so often people don't take advantage of those wonderful facilities. The facilities can vary a little bit resort to resort, but generally you can expect to have a whirlpool, some relaxation areas, some quiet zones, sometimes infrared saunas, dry saunas, things like that, which you can use at your own leisure. Of course, if you are looking for something extra romantic, I do highly recommend the Sense of Love couples massage there at the Red Lane Spa if you are thinking to maybe sample one of those amazing treatments. But if you're someone that just wants to make sure you're maximizing all the facilities available, well, just make sure to have a stop in regardless to the Red Lane Spa. Number 2, airport transfers. Now, as with most things, there are some nuances to know about this, so I will definitely clarify those for you here really quick. First, every guest at a Sandals or Beaches resort does get an included transfer to the resort. Now, these are shared transfers by default, but shared transfers sometimes can even mean it's just your party, all depending on who is there in that aircraft at the same time as you coming to the resort. Luckily, I'm pleased to say it's not a wait around until it hits capacity for a vehicle to go, that sort of thing. No, it's basically just based off of the vehicle availability, and it could be anything from a minivan to a large bus, all depending on how many people are expected to be going that direction to the resort. So you can travel with the confidence knowing that when you arrive on the island, you will have that included transfer irrespective of where you're heading, whether it's a Sandals or Beaches at any of the resorts. Now, there are some private transfers available. There are a few different resorts and room categories which do have private transfers included. For example, if you're staying in a Butler or a Club Elite, not to be confused with Club, but Club Elite meaning the very top of a couple of club rooms and all the Butler rooms at somewhere like Sandals Montego Bay and Sandals Royal Caribbean, one of the features of those two resorts are that you get a private BMW transfer directly to the resort from the airport if you are staying in one of those particular rooms. We're now seeing this also at more and more resorts, so the number of private transfers included with the upper tier rooms are definitely being kind of risen right now, but it's something you want to check. So if you are wanting to know if a particular room you're interested in booking, or one you maybe just booked, has that included transfer, you can reach out, hello@ReliantDestinations.com, and we of course can advise you on that. Now, if your particular room or suite does not have a private transfer included, but you are looking to maybe have a private transfer, I'm pleased to say that at this moment, all of the resorts across the Caribbean with Sandals and Beaches do have the option to purchase a private transfer. You can do it if you want just one direction, if for some reason it makes more sense to you that way, or you can of course purchase it as a round trip between the airport and the resort. Number 3, Red Lane Fitness, not to be confused with Red Lane Spa, but of course part of the same family. Yes, every resort does have a Red Lane Fitness Center, and this is an amazing opportunity for you to stay fit and in whatever workout routine you might normally have if you wish to continue that during your stay in tropical paradise. There are also various fitness classes that are offered. So sometimes you might see, for example, beach yoga, you might see instructor sessions in one of the fitness centers and various things like that. So of course, make sure to check on the Sandals app right when you're going to the resort to see what kind of activities are being offered around that, and those are included, which is also completely awesome. In my own personal experience, I would say that there has been a certified trainer in the gym the vast majority of time as well that I have stepped into the Red Lane Fitness Center, someone to guide you if you are newer to the equipment, or if you want just someone to talk with about maybe even kind of how the locals do fitness routines, or if you're just wanting some general guidance or advice, or sometimes even a workout buddy, they have that there for you as well. Number 4, Global Gourmet Dining. If you are returning to this channel, Mr. TraveLux, you will know that food is something which is very close to my heart, and we do talk a lot about food here at Reliant Destinations. This might be my favorite thing about Sandals in general, is that all the food is included. If you have been to an all-inclusive resort before, you might realize that sometimes it's not as inclusive as you think once you arrive. Luckily at Sandals, this is not the case whatsoever, and there are a lot of options, including premium dining options, which are always included for you. At breakfast, you will have a range of both a la carte and buffet options. Same at lunch, you'll have some buffet and a la carte options. And then in the evening, it's all a la carte fine dining at any of the open restaurants in the resort. With up to 21 dining options included for a stay at a Sandals resort, depending on, of course, which resort you're in, well, you definitely won't go hungry. You will find classical options if you like classical dining. You'll also find some kind of modern innovations in the culinary sphere. Then you have things, for example, things like the Jerk Shack, which I love to stop by, which is always along the beach there, so you can try Jamaican jerk. And also a new addition we're seeing coming all over the brand, and we're gonna see more and more of these as time goes. And these are food trucks, gourmet food trucks. And so if you are a foodie, you know, sometimes street food is kind of the way to go, and that is no exception when it comes to the food trucks at a Sandals resort. Number 5, water sports. Yes, water sports are included, and at several of the resorts, also motorized water sports are included as well. If you are dive certified, for example, a PADI certified diver, you can actually take 2-tank dive every single day when you're staying at Sandals at no extra charge. Depending on the resort, you will also see a wide assortment of water sports. These can include things like kayaks, canoes, hobbycats, which are a lot of fun by the way, glass bottom boats in some resorts, and the list goes on and on, but there's definitely a lot of activities. And if you are staying somewhere that might have some exchange privileges with a different resort, well, you're getting that many more water sport options as well. Number 6, premium beverage selections. You'll be pleased to know that yes, top shelf inclusions are parts of the program at a Sandals and Beaches resort. So know that it's not some watered down stuff that you're getting that is just whatever they can get their hands on. It's not this whatsoever. Most of the top brands that you would really normally get at a high-end bar, you can find there at Sandals, included of course as part of your all-inclusive program. Now, I do actually have a drinks list, and I have a video on this channel about drinks at Sandals as well. But definitely if you look in that description below, you'll see the drinks list where you can explore seeing kind of what actual selections are stocked in different resorts based off of where you have the regional variants across the Caribbean. There are some differentiations, particularly when it comes to beers. Liquors are a little bit more standard, but also have a few little variables there as well. So if you're interested in what the offering is, take a look in that drinks list document in the description below. Number 7, photography. A lot of people are not aware that you can have a free photo shoot with your loved one, or if you're at beaches with your family, when you're visiting this amazing tropical paradise. You do have some expert photographers that would love to take your photo. There are a lot of different ways to do this. You can do it anywhere from your suite to a pool, or my personal favorites, right at sunset along the gorgeous beach. Now, unless you have some package that happens to include a free photo already, you will have to pay for the actual photos themselves, but there is no obligation whatsoever, and you definitely don't have to pay for the actual shoot, which is quite a unique thing, so you can definitely see what you're getting before you commit to anything whatsoever. Number 8 is land sports. So yes, land sports are included. Now, there are a lot of different things here with this. We can start as simple as board games, where every resort does have an area where you can check out board games. Some of the resorts resorts have a lot of different board games, cards in every type of casino game you can imagine that you can check out simply to play with you and your partner, or maybe some friends if you're there with a group. So that's something to always keep in mind. You do have that option if that's kind of your jam. Now also, about half of the resorts with Sandals do also include golf. So that of course depends on whether there is a Sandals golf course which is nearby. But for example, if you're staying in any of the Ocho Rios resorts in Jamaica, if you're at any of the resorts in St. Lucia, if you're at Sandals Emerald Bay, and the list goes on, there are some amazing golf options, and golf in terms of the green fees and some other items are included. Now, depending on which resorts and which kind of golf course country club that you're going to have access to, there are some little variables there in terms of what you might need to pay some extra for. So for example, a couple of the courses do have mandatory caddies and others don't have any caddy requirements whatsoever. So there are some things there that you need to be aware of, which if you are interested in golf, we are going to put a whole golf video on this channel. And of course you can reach out to us if you have any questions about that. But the biggest thing to know is that green fees are always included. Number 9 might seem like a silly one to some people, but for others it's very important, and this is Wi-Fi. So yes, you definitely can get your connectivity when you're there in the resort on the island. Now, I won't lie to you, the speeds can really range depending on the weather, which island you're at, even which part of the island and which resort, but Sandals does a pretty good job in getting you the best option possible. There is also a premium option, which has a small fee to it if you do want some premium Wi-Fi and premium connectivity, but in terms of overall Wi-Fi package, that is part of your Sandals inclusions. Now, number 10 is something that I did allude to a little bit earlier in this video, and that is stay and play. Now, this is not at every Sandals resort, but it is something which you do want to know about. So select resorts do have stay and play privileges. So for example, let's say that you're staying at one of the resorts in St. Lucia and you would like to visit one of the other ones. Let's say you're staying at Sandals Halcyon and you would like to visit for dinner over at Sandals Regency La Toc. That's no problem, and in fact there is even an included shuttle between those 3 resorts there in St. Lucia. Other resorts have this feature. For example, the resorts in the Montego Bay area. We see this with a couple of the resorts in Ocho Rios area, and the list goes on. Now, sometimes if you're on a big island like Jamaica, if you wanted to visit a resort all the way across the island for most of the properties, you could do that if you wanted, but you would have to get your own taxi across the island if you really wanted to do that, but it would still be included. But if it's actually in the same city, the same area there, then there usually is going to be a shuttle between the properties, which gives you those double or sometimes triple opportunities and triple value for your stay. So there you have it. Thank you so much for stopping by this channel. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. And most importantly, if you do have any questions whatsoever, or if you are thinking to book that perfect trip to tropical paradise, or if you just want to discuss kind of the value of your package, you can always reach out. hello@reliantdestinations.com. Again, that's hello@reliantdestinations.com. We would love to assist. Thanks again for stopping by this channel. I hope to see you maybe in a resort even sometime. Take care.